track is part of a track network which ultimately will go around the island. This particular one goes from Awaawaroa Bay to Te Matuku Bay. It goes through some beautiful tracts of native forests. The three types of native forests we have on this walk, three main types, are coastal broadleaf forests, and they are all berry producing trees which the pigeons eat and scatter the seeds all over the place. Regenerating forests, predominantly kanuka and manuka, and they are often on the ridges. And we also have kauri, tinikaha assemblage, and they also grow on really poor soils and quite high up, it's quite dry. We're possum free here, so that's a big plus. Pākehā, when they came here, they cut a lot of the puriri, rimu, matai, all that sort of stuff out, as well as up on the ridges, the kauri and tinikaha, or especially the kauri. So, yeah, it got pretty done over. But we're seeing it bouncing back in all its glory, and it's doing incredibly well. You know, the growth rate's phenomenal, you know. Waiheke's really lucky to have a parks officer, Auckland City Council parks officer by the name of Gary Wilton, and he's the driving force behind a lot of these tracks. He's really pushed this one. This particular one goes from Awaawaroa, it ends up down near Passage Rock Vineyard on the uphill part of the Te Matuku Bay. Then eventually there'll be a track network going all around the coast around Pearl Bay, and there's several other possibilities from there. His dream eventually is to have a network right around the island, and knowing him, he'll pull it off. The other key person in this process has been Rob Fenwick. He owns all this land, and he decided to covenant it some years back. He's allowing these easements to be put across this land to build tracks like this. So it just means that lots of people can enjoy it. The track's about 3 kilometres long, roughly. One of the hardest things in this process is the actual route finding, to work out exactly where the track's going to go. It's a matter of walking all the terrain several times over and try and pick out the most easy gradient lie of the land, and also where the big trees are, because you want to go always above them, because it's much harder to build a track below a big tree. And we try to do the least amount of disturbance as possible. In other words, pretty eco-friendly process. We cut on the upper part of the track and we fill the lower, and then that's all compacted down quite a few times. You won't need any fancy footwear or anything, you know. You can, kids will be able to come out in their walking shoes, old people as well. It's neat because at the end of it, you've created something which people can use, and it also means it's easy to do pest control programs and weed eradication. Yeah, it's unique. We're really lucky to have it.